What's going on YouTube? How is everybody today? It's good to hear. So today I want to talk about a PJ Harvey album called White Chalk, released in 2007 on Universal Island Records on Island. It's her 8th studio album, Polly Jean Harvey. She is a very talented musician. She's been making music since I think before 1991. She's got really big in the 90s. She's usually like a kind of like a bluesy alternative rock kind of girl, like some sort of like crazy wailing banshee. She usually deals with a lot of like dark subject matter. She sometimes has like a sense of humor in her songs, lots of distorted guitar. But on this album she puts all that aside, makes a very somber piano based album on here, very dark and moody. So what's going on here. Cool thing about PJ Harvey is she's always like exploring new musical facets and stuff like that. She's kind of, I don't know, maybe not really experimental, but she's very ambitious, I guess. And she's usually very successful in her endeavors. In an interview for this album, she said she wasn't very experienced, didn't have a lot of expertise on the piano, and that kind of let her free her imagination a lot. If you don't know how to play an instrument, I guess, very well, you get to liberate your imagination because you're not restricted by, you know, constraints and, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but traditional ways of playing the instrument, I guess. This album is only 11 songs and 34 minutes long, so it doesn't really overstay its visit. It's a pretty short album, but it's a pretty long listen though. Like I said, it's a very somber, moody, I don't want to say it was depressing, but it had like some sad subject matter on here. Like it never goes all the way down to depressing, but there's a lot of references to like devils wandering into her soul, taking walks with unborn children, metal things scraping out the insides of her stomach. Like a lot of songs about regret and loneliness and loss and like death, I guess. Like I don't know if there's songs about like madness and confronting inner demons and stuff like that. This song, White Chalk, the title song, it's a really good song. I really enjoy listening to this song a lot. But yeah, none of the typical PJ Harvey like distorted guitar, big walls of sound or anything like that. Very sparse instrumentation on here. She doesn't just play piano in here. Like there is some acoustic guitar and like broken harp, I guess. She plays a zither, harmonica, and there's like some other musicians on here helping her out. Jim White, John Parrish, like accompanying vocals, some guys playing a mini moog and wine glasses. So there's a lot of instrumentation here, but it's all done with a lot of restraint. This is an album where she sings with a lot of like resignation too. It's very kind of somber vocals. She hits more like kind of a high octave kind of voice sometimes, but it's a very dark, like the lyrics aren't 100% specific on what the songs are about, but a lot of references to her like being half naked and unrecognizable and just being a mess in general, and like I mentioned before, like being alone and unborn kids and stuff like that. But yeah, the songs are all very short. The album's very short, but the songs are very effective and do have a lot of like emotional impact in them for sure. Make you feel all kind of like lonely and isolated and stuff when you listen to it. Polly Jean was born in 1969, so I guess that makes her about like 40 years old now. But yeah, a pretty good album. Like, it's good that it wasn't too long, because too much of this would guaranteed probably wear down on a person just because it's got so much like emotional weight to it. But it's kind of better that it was kind of a shorter album, I guess. But yeah, I can't really complain about it because I'm happy that she's the kind of artist who will try new outlets and new instruments and just try to get out of her comfort zone, I guess. It's kind of interesting, and she, you know, kind of successful. She made a good, kind of well-made dark album. Like this album guaranteed isn't for everybody. Like it's not the kind of album you can throw on and expect to have like a good time listening to it or anything. Though it's very much so for like more of a reflective mood, I guess. But yeah, it's well done. Like the musicianship's here well done. It's just very weighty mood. You have to be ready for this kind of music when you put it on, or it'll just be kind of like, oof, get depressed, or I don't want to say you'll get bored. You have to really know what to expect when you get into an album like this. But it's got a lot of beauty in the darkness going on here, is what I guess I'm saying, though. Even though it's outlining a lot of grim things, but pretty good album, well done. PJ Harvey, you gotta respect her. She's very talented. their 2007 album, released on Island Records. Sorry, 8th studio album total. It's called White Chalk. It's pretty good.